Hey guys, it's new laptop time. So we can see by the bag here, this is not anything modern. I got this for free from someone. If you're seeing this, you know who you are. Thank you very much. And this bag's a little tippy. It actually fell off the table, so I'm hoping it's okay. Anyways, Gateway. Got a nearly complete laptop setup here. In here's the strap and a bunch of documentation and some other things. In this compartment here, we'll skip over that for right now. In this compartment here, we have things like the old manual for the Gateway Solo 5300 laptop. And some extra little swag, like this classic Gateway mouse pad. These were all over the place when I was a little kid. And the laptop is, in fact, older than I am, but shut up. And we have some expansion modules. We have a floppy disk drive here, and what's effectively going to be a slot blank. It looks like it's supposed to hold a 2.5-inch IDE drive, but there should be a adapter board for the connector. That's missing, but it'll be a slot blank. Sadly, this machine did not come with a charger, but I was able to rig one up. And I shall now show you, before we get to the machine itself, it comes with the shrink-wrapped restore discs. There's 3 of them. There's one, and here's one. Still sealed for 25 years. Oh, I need to put the manual and mouse pad back up. I'm an idiot. And the manual goes in. Also, yeah, if you hear wind noise, it's windy out today. Very much so. But I didn't want to shoot. I wanted to shoot this outside. And now if I open up the Velcro, the bag is mostly, I believe it's cloth, but there is that leather trimmed flap. We have our machine here. If I can turn it around the right way, and then I'll grab the camera. This thing is in really good physical shape. This is a Gateway Solo 5300 from 2000. This is one of the highest spec ones they offered, and it actually had at least one upgrade. On the left side of it here, we have 2 PC card slots with Zoom video compatibility. So you can put in a really old capture device in here. Zoom video basically just means it has access to the video RAM buffer. You have Ethernet here, which is optional. A 56K Z modem thing. Well, Z modem's installed. But a 56K modem, I think it does fax as well. 3 audio jacks, air vent, and a Kensington lock slot. On the back of the machine here, you have a mercifully standard power connector. Dell's of this time, I used to own an Inspiron 3800 and 8200. They had some weird offshoot DIN power plug. This is mercifully standard. You have a single USB 1.1 port, VGA serial, a docking station connector, composite video output that I can't figure out how to enable, sniffle, sniffle, parallel, and a PS2 port. And on the right side here, you have the modular bay. So in it right now is a CD-ROM drive, but again, I can put in the floppy or other things. They also offered, I think, DVD-ROM, LS120 SuperDisc. And to release it, it's a two-handed operation, so I gotta put the camera down, because I need to get a tripod. You pull a lever on the bottom of the machine, well, you pull a switch, and then the drive just pulls right out. So this is a Samsung CD-ROM drive. And back in it goes. If we look at the underside of the machine, we got stickers, Windows 98, product key. We'll come back to why that's a little odd. We have a sticker here from a Gateway authorized reseller up in Clarksburg or Buchanan, one of the two. Under this door here is your RAM. I don't have a screwdriver with me. This thing originally shipped with 32 or 64 megabytes of RAM. This has actually been upgraded to a single stick of 128 megabytes with a maximum capacity of 512 megs, which I will be upgrading. This tray right here exposes your hard disk. It is a 6 or 10 gigabyte drive. This has the 10 gigabyte Toshiba drive. And under here, I don't know what that is. Your battery is over here. And now I will flip the laptop back over and open it up, and hopefully that folded and damaged the screen. So I pull the latch and open it. Got a decent keyboard, somewhat standard layout, though function is to the left of control, which is a little odd. Small trackpad for today's standards, but pretty decent for its day. We have Intel Pentium 3 sticker and designed for Windows 2000? But this thing got a 98 product key on it, and the restore discs were for 98. I'm guessing, and this thing is in fact running Windows 98 2nd edition. I'm guessing that was either a choice by the previous owner or something, or the reseller. But if I turn this thing on, the battery still holds a charge somehow. This thing is a Phoenix BIOS. The processor in this thing is the second highest option they offered. They offer this thing with a range of Pentium 3 or Celeron processors. And the Pentium 3s went all the way up to 1 gigahertz. This is a 900 megahertz Pentium 3. So this would have been a ballin' machine for 2000, especially with that RAM upgrade to 128 megabytes. So, Windows 2000 would run great on this thing. With a RAM upgrade, XP would run good. And aside from the processor being a little too slow, it could possibly run Vista or possibly even Windows 7 with a little bit of coaxing. This thing maxes out at 512 megabytes of RAM, and I saw a video from This Does Not Compute where he was trying to get Windows 10 running on a Pentium 2. It was actually a Pentium 2 class Celeron, and he said the minimum requirement for Windows 7 is 512 megs of RAM. I think this thing is booting up. I can't be too sure. The hard disk in this thing is still working. Original owner had used this thing up until about 2005 or 2006. Had some antivirus things installed. I've uninstalled those, but I did keep things like Winamp 2 point something, Real Player Basic, and also installed 2 screen readers. JAWS 4.02, and which only runs in demo mode, and some version of WindowEyes, and I also just installed DuckTalk Access 32. I can't really show you the screen until this thing boots up, because this thing auto starts into Outlook Express, and I do not want to reveal any information about the previous owner. And for some reason, it won't let me open the startup folder. I don't know why. I have some parts that will be arriving at some point for this machine. I've ordered an SD to IDE adapter, which will let me use an SD card as the boot device. This will make it faster, more reliable, and silent, aside from the fan and the optical drive or floppy or whatever. Once I have that, I'm going to make 2 cards. One with Windows 2000, one with XP. I'm also eventually going to upgrade this thing to 512 megabytes of RAM, which is the maximum. I also have a couple of PC card expansions coming. One of them is a compact flash reader. One of them is a USB 2.0 controller card, which I didn't even think about, but it makes sense how it would work. That way, it'll work on Windows 2000 or XP. That way I can have decent file transfer read and write speeds, because otherwise I'm using USB 1.1, which not everything is guaranteed to support USB 1.1 anymore. Flash drives might not. Maybe it's still stuck on the BIOS screen, I don't know. But yeah, the fact the original battery works in this thing is a miracle. The way I got this thing up and running was I unplugged the power supply from my Jonitor, one of the 2 machines that runs on my Earn stream. So I'm running with half of my Earn monitors, but oh well. And through a little barrel plug size adapter / extender thing, it managed to go in and charge this thing up. And so yeah, I do have a universal thing with the charger with the tips coming, so that way I'll be able to have a dedicated charger for this machine. But this whole thing was free, and this wasn't even all of it. Let's just say we were now the proud owners of a PlayStation 2 and Nintendo Wii, both also in amazing shape. Hang on. Okay, there's going to be a part 2 to this. I'm going to AI the screen and see what it's showing.